then the Drag Race
that's
opportunity.
right. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's 9 o'clock.
Yes, it is. It's early.
Where's my coffee? I'm just kidding.
We can get that for you.
All right. With whiskey, please.
Okay.
So basically, I had been performing, and it was like a year later in 2008. All of a sudden, like there was like these what do they call when they casting people?
Casting calls or casting agents, yeah.
I'm so smart. What do they call them people that cast people? Casting people.
Yes, you're doing good. New Year's is in December.
Thank you so much.
Casting people are called casting people, yeah.
I'm gonna walk out again. Just kidding. So what I ended up finding out was that they set a casting person from this casting company out into like different areas of Los Angeles to talk to queens who they may want to be potentially on go on the show for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right.
So there was this one lady, she's super sweet, but she harassed me for like 3 weeks. Okay, like I saw her fucking everywhere.
Right.
Like I would turn around and be like, no bitch, you're not talking to me this evening. But she was really persistent, and I think that's what made her really good, is that like she was not gonna take no for an answer. And there was about 4 or 5 or 6 of them, because you know, like Detox has the same experience, and a lot of other queens had the same experience that are local in LA, like Tammy Brown, etc. So anyway, finally, the Monday night before the tape was due, she was like, please, Ongina, just send me something. And I was like, no, I'm not a drag queen. That sounds really fucking intimidating. It does, right? Like if somebody was like, we have a show for drag queens.
In 2 days.
But no, this was like spans a period of like maybe 2 months that she was following us around. And then finally, 2 days before it's over, she's like, I kept saying no. So finally, 2 days before, she was like, please just send me something. It's just a 5-minute video.
Right.
And I told her straight up, I was like, this is really intimidating. I'm not a drag queen. You know, like, that's not really my aesthetic. I'm still trying to like figure out my look and my craft, so I don't know where that would play into like a TV show or a competition reality TV show where I'm probably like gonna go home first or whatever.
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't. And so, why are you laughing, bitch? And so, anyway, she was like, just send me something. So at this time, the criteria was you, the queen, plus your best friend.
Oh, right. It was the original concept, which was it was like a best friend or like a seamstress.
Yeah, so like help you out with shit.
Your backstage person.
But not even, backstage person or front of camera, whatever it was. But so I called him up and I was like, we have to send a video. He's like, no, I thought you said you're not gonna do it. I was like, well, I did tell you that maybe I might.
Right, and I need you to do it right now.
And then I need you to come out. So we went out, we partied. He took, videos of me from getting ready up until like us in the club. Oh, after the club, me eating a bacon wrapped hot dog like at 2:30 in the morning out in like Echo Park somewhere. And the video was supposed to be like 5 minutes long, but I think it was like 2 hours. And so the next morning, she emails me, this lady, and she's like, do you have a video for me? Did you do it? Please tell me you did it. And I was like, yeah, I fucking did it, you bitch. I was like, where do I drop it off? She's like, come here. And it was like in this area, actually. It's really funny. Anyway, so I dropped it off, and I was like, there's about 2 hours of footage in this camera video thingy-majigger, so
do with it as you will.
Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want with it. And then, so that was kind of like, all right, if it happens, it happens. And then I think it was like 2 weeks later when they called me, and they're like, we want you to do like a in-studio interview. Which is funny because I knew I was coming on here today, so I rewatched my audition tape. Yeah. And I look a hot mess.
I mean, it's such a different universe now and then. Not only you personally, but the whole experience.
The whole thing, but I was having this conversation with one of my really good friends, and I was like, what a difference. Like, you say it's 10 years, I say it's like a few years less.
Yeah, I think it's like...
I'm just kidding.
Really just 9, maybe.
Well, because we're coming up to season 10. That's
Yeah.
why. But so basically, I was telling her, I was like, what a crazy but amazing like change between season 1 to season 9, and like why was our budget $5?
Exactly.
And their budget is $50,000.
I mean, and also like the list that they give you, you know, now for the things that they want for the runway are very complicated, serious.
It is.
And you were getting things like all black, country, bubblegum, pink. And now it's like eagles flying above the drag matrix.
Oh my God, it's so crazy because I recently saw a list for, you know, one of the seasons, and because I was helping a queen who needed something, right? And that something was obviously headpieces. And then she was like, I just need you for this part, and I was like, let me see this. And it's literally like 40 looks.
Yeah, they're not playing around.
But like you're not gonna use all 40 looks because there's only 12 episodes or 15 episodes, but they want like 40 looks and they want like specific, but you're right, in my season, they're like, just come.
Yeah. After they begged you to do it.
Yeah.
And you didn't even edit your tape.
I know.
You just gave them a 2-hour VHS tape.
Oh my God. I think it was Betamax?
Betamax. Wow.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, now, just a comparison, I mean, we can compare it all day long, but just, it's crazy how much it has changed from season 1 to season 9. And it's been amazing to see the changes, but it's not hard not to be jealous.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can, like somebody posted me on Instagram, and it says, Ongina's look season 1. And I'm like this.
Who is that?
I'm like, is that really me? It's so blurry. You know, it's funny when I saw you on that comedy show, and you were like,
motherfucking blurry.
Because we were. You couldn't even see the color I was wearing because we were so blurry.
It was so soft.
It was not. It was bad. but good.
Well, and then the show, did it really change your life completely?
It did. I mean, you know, no one who's been in the show can say that it didn't. Maybe some. But it definitely changed my life. I mean, I've been able to just perfect my craft.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, never perfect. I just work on it a little bit better. Travel.
Yeah.
Do a lot of work with HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
Equality. Just a lot of things. A lot of good things came from this show for me.
Yeah.
And something that I would never want to go back to and change. You know, when you're given an opportunity to be on the platform to make changes that are good, you want to continue on that path. And you want to deliver in a way where people will get inspired and people will learn. And you want to continue the path where people will continue to grow. Not only for me personally, the people around me. And I think that being able to, the universe giving me this opportunity to be able to do all of that has been super amazing and has changed my life forever.
Yeah. And it was when you got off of it, especially the revealing your HIV status and then being able to work with Viva Glam and all that stuff, the reaction from people, like from fans and from other people who are affected by HIV must have been really huge. And that must have been a lot to suddenly put on your shoulders.
It was a very emotional roller coaster ride. It was overwhelming, and it was something that I never thought I would have to carry on my shoulders, but I did it, you know, proudly because I put myself out there. And I did it because I won the challenge, and I was overcome with emotions, and all of those emotions were just for me. Like I let it all out for me. It made me feel better. I was able to like say it out loud finally. I mean, only a few people knew at the time. Even my parents didn't know at the time. So being able to do that for myself, and then not knowing that it was going to reach a level where it did, where people are inspired by that, I was just like blown away. Yeah. But again, I was put in that place to carry on and move forward. So that's what I did. And I mean, I will do it for as long as I can.
I mean, it must have been a pretty incredible experience to be able to get that and to talk to so many people, and then to also do it in such a glamorous way with Viva Glam and really be there. And what was your parents' reaction when that happened?
Well, so just like backtrack to fast forward, like when I came out and then the show came out, I had come out as HIV positive on the show. We taped it around August of 2008, and I came home Thanksgiving of 2008 because the show was gonna air February 2009. So I knew they were gonna see it because I talked about it with them. I was like, I'm gonna be on TV, yay!
Yeah.
You know, really exciting. But then I forgot the part where I had kept a secret from my parents that they didn't know about. And so probably best and fair to go home and actually tell them. I actually didn't tell my father. I told my mother, who I told her to tell my father.
Oh my gosh.
It's just easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
You know what I mean? Like it's I mean, picture traditional Filipino parents.
Right.
Super Catholic. Super weird that I'm like gay. Super weird that I was like a raver.
Yeah.
Right? I was a raver when I was like 15.
Rave is what helped you come out of the closet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I love you. So basically, it was like backtrack to fast forward. We filmed the show in August of 2008.
Yeah.
And then it was gonna be released in February of 2009. So I knew I had a small amount of time where I can give this opportunity, like the opportunity to tell my parents.
Yeah.
So I came home Thanksgiving 2008, and I actually ended up only telling my mother.
Right.
But I was like, Mom, I love you. Can you tell Dad?
And now, what was that? That first step is already a lot.
Right, it was. So basically, you know, I came home and I sat her down and I told her that I had something to say to her, and I didn't want her to worry because I was I was healthy. I had, my prescription drugs. I was living a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah. You had done all the work already.
I had, yeah. I was undetectable. I had moved to LA to, live better. So I didn't want her to worry, but obviously there was always going to be the worry because I'm about to tell her that I'm HIV positive, and there's not a lot of education, when it comes to traditional Filipino parents
Definitely.
about what HIV is and being HIV positive. So I really just had to have this candid, straightforward conversation and very honest and truthful about my status and where I'm at with it and where I'm going with it, in the future and how I'm gonna be. So it was a really sad moment for my mom because imagine a traditional Filipino mom who's disappointed that you're gay, and then she's disappointed that you dress up as a woman.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's like, you're gay and you dress up as a woman?
Honey.
Like, what? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I have a third one.
Right.
It's like, surprise! And it's like, I saw the look on her face of like, oh.
Right.
Because any parent would be disappointed because I think for them, it's their fault.
Yeah.
But I had to remind her that it wasn't, and I had to remind her that I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
So I think when she told me, the thing that she was most upset about that she told me is that I didn't tell her first.
Yeah.
That was her biggest thing. Like, if anyone could advocate for me and help me in my well-being, it would be my parents.
Yeah.
Or my mom. And so it just took a little while, and it was really scary. But thank goodness to all of the stories like the stories that I have received from other people once the show aired, I realized how special that moment was for me to be able to tell my parents because they're going to be my biggest support. Well, my mom, and then my mom told my dad.
Right. then
I couldn't face my dad.
Right. Just let that slide through.
I'm like, you do it, mama.
And today, your relationship with them is strong?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they bug the shit out of me, but that's what parents do.
That's
they bug the shit out of you. But I love them to death, and our relationship is so strong. And it's gotten so much better. And I feel a little guilty because I never see them. They live in Seattle, and I live here in LA, which is only like 3 hours away.
Right.
But you get caught up in life, and it's never gonna change how I feel about my parents. I'm gonna love them forever.
Yeah.
But there's always like this guilty regret that like I should be seeing them more because they're not getting any younger.
No,
you know what I mean?
you gotta take the time to get it while you can.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm waiting for my inheritance or anything, but like I should go visit my parents as often as I could because Seattle is only like 3 hours away.
Yeah. Well, you've got a busy life. Or at top of the show, I talked about your double life.
I know.
I mean, you have a boy life where you go to work with a job, and you're in charge of people. And you actually spent last year, right, in San Francisco for a whole year.
I did.
And put the drag away.
I did. Well, okay, it's not so much that I wanted to put it away because I had some shows that I did out of town in San Francisco.
But you still got to get that extra coin, honey.
Coin, girl. I still got to buy shoes and things.
Yes.
But what ended up happening in San Francisco was I was just not inspired. Like, I would go to San Francisco and visit the city all throughout my like high school, and I would go there and visit my cousins. And then throughout my career with Intermix for my boy job, I would go up there to do work. And I loved it. I did it for like 3 straight years. We opened stores there. I would go up every 2 months.
Right.
And I loved San Francisco. And at that time when I was just visiting, I was inspired by the people there, the drag queen there, like the city in itself. And then when you actually move there, it's not the same. And
because they charge you $500,000 to move.
Yeah, it's like when I write my check for rent every time, I feel like, what piece of my body do you want this month? Because I gave you my liver last month. Do you want my penis this month? I don't use it, so just have it. Shit. You know what I mean? So it was like that, and that does not create good work-life balance, where you're just basically living to live, not live to enjoy life.
That makes San Francisco makes New York look cheap, honey.
Right, no, it does. And then the second thing about it is just like the energy of the city from when I was visiting in my high school years and then like up until 3 years ago was different. Like authentic San Francisco had to leave.
Exactly.
Most of it had to leave.
So like what's happening in New York.
Right, and everyone who's a douchebag is coming in.
Totally.
And it's like, I was kind of stuck in the middle of it, and I'm like, where do you find the balance? You can't, because there's no way to try and figure that out. Like, I will always love San Francisco. I will visit it as often, but I would never live there again. Just because I went through like this like 11 months. Actually, I don't even want to say I lived there in a year because it was only 11 months.
It was only 11 months.
It was only 11 months and 2 days. And I did drag like twice in town. One for an AIDS Life Cycle party, so we can make money for AIDS Life Cycle. And then the other, I was gonna start a show, which was really fun. But then and then 2 weeks later, I was like, I'm moving back.
Right, so forget it.
You
Show's
can give the show to
canceled.
someone else, but thanks for letting me do the first one. So basically, it was just like, I didn't do drag, not because I didn't want to, it's just because I think I was having issues with my boy life, being unhappy with the situation that I was in, and the only way to change it to be happy again is to like move home, because I've been in LA for like eight years prior to that, and me and my husband both decided that Los Angeles is home. We tried it though.
Right, you tried it.
We tried it, it didn't quite work out, and it was cute and things, but Los Angeles is home for us.
Well, you're back. One last question. Is All Stars 3 something you would consider?
See, the thing is like, I wouldn't even consider it. I would just fucking say, where do I go?
Right, okay, that's the right answer, Ongina.
Like season 1, I was so focused on Boy Job that when they asked me, I had to say no. You know, like I was really, my career was taking off. So, and then All Stars 2, they forgot about me.
Okay.
Where's the camera?
Right here, right here.
Is it this one? They forgot. They forgot about me. So I mean, that's fine. It's cool. Whatever. I mean, I hate everyone.
But 3.
Numero 3.
Okay.
What is that in Spanish? Stress? Anyway, if they ask me, and I hope that they do, I've been telling my husband that I'm ready. You know, it's gonna cost me a whole lot of money to take care of that 40
to get ready
looks.
to that list.
Because that 40 looks is gonna be real expensive. And I would borrow something from Lady Red, but like, I wouldn't want to wear that shit.
You can make a couple outfits from her set. Oh, damn. Ongina, thank you for being here. Wait, hold on. What did you say, Lady Red?
I said, well, she finally learned how to sew, so yeah.
Oh, before the shade gets too strong, I was going to say, thank you for being here, Ongina.
Thank
we
you.
love you.
Thanks, guys.
And honey, you have turned it so fiercely, you snatched a trophy on it. Yeah.
Do you have super glue?
Oh, yeah, there you go. You got your headpiece finally. Now, we know your husband does not like you to get a lap dance.
So I actually decided that this is my gift to you.
Oh, you know what?
lap dance.
Thank you. But once I see who's doing the lap dance, I'm going to pass the gift on to someone who will really enjoy it. Ongina, you've given your lap dance to me, and I'm giving your lap dance to Lady Red. Hit it, Traylino. There you go, Lady Red. Because Ongina's going to be looking at all the queens that you want to know what tea she's going to spill. Thank you, Ongina. Thank you, Lady Red. And we'll see you guys next time on Hey Qween. Bye, baby.